Hey, hey. Oh my gosh, it's kind of dark in here, huh? Let's see. Get a little more light. Okay. Can you guys see me? I don't know what just happened. That was really weird. Okay, you can see me. Bali internet, yeah? Okay. You can see and hear me. That is good. That is good. That is good. So it's Sunday morning in Bali, and I got inspired this week to begin doing these weekly wealth forecasts. Yeah, the roosters, they're always going nonstop. That's the Bali life, listening to the roosters. So I got the inspiration to begin doing these weekly wealth forecasts for a couple of reasons. The energy of 2020 is different and unlike anything that we've experienced in the past. And it's going to require some careful navigation to really take advantage of the amazing energy that we have this year. And so I want to be here weekly sharing with you what's coming up in the upcoming week. So because this is the first one of these, I'm going to spend some time right now talking about the energy of the year as a whole. Be careful, Maria, listening and driving. Be careful, be careful. So Jack's upset for some reason. Not sure what's going on down there. So I want to talk a little bit about the energy of the year. This year is a 4-year. It's 4 universal energy. And 4 universal energy is all about laying firm foundations. This is literally the year that we are building foundations for the next 9 years of our life. And you know, there is a heaviness to that. There is a, shit is real this year. This year, the actions that you take are going to set the stage for the next 9 years of your life. So it's important to take that seriously. And aside from 4 energy being about laying foundations and creating firm foundations, it's also about hard work. So the energy of this year, just going into this year, automatically you know that you've got to take this seriously, that you're going to be laying foundations this year for the next 9 years of your life, and that it's not necessarily just going to be easy breezy. Like, you are going to be asked to step up and show up for yourself. It's interesting because, I'm doing my annual free group program, and it actually starts tomorrow. So I'm really, really excited about that. And it was really fascinating to me because even in the applications, reading the applications, it's like I automatically know who's going to fucking crush this year and who is going to kind of float in limbo through the year, or who's going to just do the bare minimum. And I can tell that by the effort that was put into the applications. And it's interesting because absolutely there are going to be many people who don't take advantage of the energy of this year. There's going to be many people who do the bare minimum to get by. And those people are the people that are going to have bare minimum success over the next 9 years. Then there's the people that are going to do an average amount, right? They're going to do an average amount of effort this year. And they're going to have an average amount of results over the next 9 years. And then there's the people that are all fucking in, right? That are starting this year with motivation, with a fire lit under their ass, with determination to build foundations this year that will allow them to build multi-million or billion-dollar mansions on top of them. And those people are going to have exponential success in the next 9 years. And so you really get to ask yourself, and it's not too late, right? You have this whole year, but you need to ask yourself, what are the foundations that you're building? What is it that you're calling in this year? And is some sacrifice right now, worth long-term success over the next 9 years? Is it worth it for you to show up and work hard in certain areas of your life to build the foundations so that you can reap the rewards and benefits of that the next 9 years? Or are you going to allow yourself to kind of be like, nah, well, you know, I'm going to just do 50% of my best. And, you know, that's going to be enough for me this year. When I'm being called to work really hard and I know it, I'm just going to give like the bare minimum effort that's required for me to get by. Do you want to live your life the next 9 years operating from results of the bare minimum just to get by? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. And it's like when I talk about financial wealth, this is huge. Like this is so big. What are you committing to? What are you willing to sacrifice in fun, in other areas of your life, so that you can build firm financial foundations for yourself for the next 9 years? This isn't a joke. Like this, the time is now. It is upon us right now. And you're being asked which one of those categories you're going to step into. Are you going to be in the half-ass category, or are you going to be in the full-ass category? Because I already know my answer, right? Like I'm in a place this year where I'm in a 4 universal year and I'm in an 8 personal year. So I am in an abundance year. I literally have the ability to build firm foundations this year that are going to set the stage for the next 9 years of my life. But I have the power of an 8 energy behind that, which is abundance. It is money, right? So it's about sacrifice for me this year. It's me sacrificing all the things to show up in a place where I get to build these amazing financial foundations for myself and my family. And you know, it's interesting because depending upon what your universal year is also what you're called upon to focus on this year. So if you're in a 7 year, you need to be building firm foundations in your spiritual growth and expansion. If you're in a 6 year, you need to be building firm foundations for your family relationships, and for your family's future. So, you know, really depending upon what that number is, your personal year number, that's how you determine what the foundations are that you're meant to build. But on top of that, 4 years are always about foundations in all areas of your life. So for the purpose of this call, because we're talking about wealth and we're talking about a wealth forecast, that's what I want you to think about. But then again, you know, I also want you to look at what your personal year energy is. And how you figure out your personal year energy is you add the day of your birth plus the month of your birth plus the number 4, because this is a 4-year energy. So my birthday is December 1st, so I add 1 plus 2 plus 4, and I get an 8, okay? And if you want to know more, like once you do that and you know what your number is and you want to know more about that personal year energy, just go Google it. There's tons on the internet about it. And then ask yourself how that correlates to building firm foundations, to working hard. That's the area of your life you're being called to work hard in. That's the area of your life you're being called to focus on when it comes to building firm foundations. But there's some other interesting things that are happening in the world right now. The Uranus in Taurus aspect that we're all dealing with universally is also calling us to completely restructure the way we look at financial systems and structures. So, you know, I've said it before and I've said it again, we're gonna see collapses of major financial structures in 2020. And you need to be prepared for that. And how you get prepared for that is by becoming financially free. It is by setting the stage for the next 9 years of your life, by building firm financial foundations this year. That is how you get prepared for what's to come. You know, and I don't intend this to be all doom and gloom, but the fact is that astrologically, that's what's fucking happening this year, right? And we've already seen, I mean, we're in the middle right now, today, we're in the middle of this like crazy, you know, we just had this full moon eclipse. We've got this full moon eclipse conjunct Saturn, meeting Pluto, and now Mercury, and it's fucking constrictive. So if you're feeling like you're losing your mind or you want to punch every single person that you see, like, it's the energy right now. It's the astrological energy. We've been knowing that this was coming in first quarter of 2020. When the United States executed action against Iran, I was not surprised at all. I was like, oh, that's what it was. Literally, I was like, oh, yep, because I knew it was fucking coming. Everything astrologically was telling us that something like that was going to happen. And there's more of it coming in the next 2 months. So just be prepared. Like between now and the middle of March, you're gonna feel more constriction. You're gonna see more constriction. You're going to, you know, it's just, there's gonna be more happening on the political landscape. There's gonna be more happening when it comes to changing governmental regimes and how people are doing things and how people perceive the politics, the global politics of the world. And all of this stuff affects our economic reality, our global economic reality. The other thing though that I really truly believe that's coming from this Taurus-Uranus combination that we have going on right now is that we're being called to wake up. We're being called to wake up. We're being called to see that we are globally being kept in a state of financial slavery, to awaken to that financial slavery consciousness and to take back our financial destinies. Like that is what this year is about. And so if you combine that with 4-year energy, it's like, get your shit together and build a firm financial foundation for yourself this year. And it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard work. It's gonna require fucking dedication. It's gonna require you getting uncomfortable. It's gonna require you most likely changing every single thing you know about money, wealth, currency, receiving, abundance, prosperity, worthiness, and deserving. Like you're going to have to begin to look at things differently than you've ever looked at them before. So I'm writing this book, Wealth Alchemy, right now. I'm so excited for it to release. This is literally what it's about. It's helping people take back their financial destinies. It's helping people get really, really clear on what financial freedom means to them and then going after that and claiming that for themselves. So now we've talked about the year energy, and I want to touch on right now a little bit the energy of this month, and then we're going to move into the weekly wealth forecast. So January energy. In late December, it came through to me so strongly from the divine that wealth in January needed to be looked at very differently because of this massive constriction that's happening astrologically, right? That if you came into this month of January and you were putting all your focus on money, like if every month you set a financial goal for yourself, and that's the thing that motivates you, and by focusing on that goal, you generate that amount of revenue, and that's how you hit the goal, is by focusing on the money. January is not that month. January is not the month to focus directly on money. We've really been called in January to look at where we can serve the collective. Where we can, it's a call to lean into purpose, to lean fully into our purpose and fully into service of the collective. And through doing that, we will be financially supported. But the energy of this month is so constrictive that if we focus on money, we're literally going to be repelling money. If we're focused on the bottom line and how much money this next thing, okay, I need to make X amount of dollars in X amount of days. And, if ordinarily you're very financially focused and goal oriented when it comes to the actual dollars and cents, it's not going to work for you this month. You're literally going to make less money if you're focusing your intention that way, because of the constriction. And because it's as we constrict, the thing we focus on is going to constrict even more. And so if we're focusing on money, that's what's going to constrict in our life. So we're being called to step above that. We're being called to be of service. We're being called to look at where our day-to-day actions can positively affect the collective. So, for me, it's this free group program this month. It's I'm going in and giving my all to a group of about 150 people for 3 weeks. I'm stepping into that container as if it is a program that everyone paid $1,000 for, because that's about what the value of the program is. I'm literally stepping into that program as if I've made that much money, right? I'm going in and I'm serving the collective. And through that serving of the collective, I know that I will be fully financially supported. I'm not going to have to worry about anything as long as I stay in a place of service of the collective. As long as I stay in a place of delivering my purpose work and doing my divine mission work. And then in February, we'll see what the collective energy is in February. But I would imagine in February, we'll go back to being able to focus on the dollars and cents, but it's just, now's not the time. And that may not be the case. That may not be the case until after March 15th, because we have so much constriction happening between now and March 15th. I'm not worrying about what's going to happen in February right now, because I'm just basically trying to hold on to my ass in January. It's been intense, and it's going to continue to be intense. So if you aren't hitting financial goals that you've set for yourself, don't beat yourself up. There's literally collective energy happening right now that's making it really difficult. But I can tell you that you will be fully financially supported if you show up in a place of service to the collective. That just is. The universe, source, God, all that is, whatever it is that you call it, the divine for me, has no choice but to fully show up for you when you fully show up for the collective. So that is my advice overall for the month of January. But let's look at the wealth forecast for the week now. So I'm really excited to start doing this because I have stepped away from tarot for so long, and I stepped back into it as I began to record the content for my tarot course that will be launching in a couple of months. It's in the editing phase right now, so I'm really excited about that. Miss Catherine Rollins is currently editing her little heart out, and we have a couple more days of filming in February. And so hopefully that thing will be being launched out into the world in March. We will definitely be launching it after the 15th of the month, after the constriction period is lifted. But, I'm excited to begin incorporating some tarot into some of this because, my whole philosophy in life is cards don't lie. So let's look and see what this week of January 13th through the 19th has in store for us. Looking at wealth. So remember that the word wealth comes from two words, well-being and health. So literally to be wealthy means to be well and healthy in a certain area of your life. So while we are definitely talking about financial wealth in these calls, we're also talking about wealth in other areas of your life. So you may find that these readings that we're going to do weekly, they might not pertain to your economic status. They may pertain to your relationships, or they may pertain to your health, or they may pertain to some other area where you're either struggling with wealth or you're stepping up to the plate in calling in more wealth in your life, right? Okay. So let's see what we have. We're going to look at the major themes of the week first. And so we'll look at Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, we've got the Two of Wands reversed. So to me, this is like the card of long-term partnership. And it's, you know, it's looking towards the long term. What I feel like right now with this card is, this isn't the time to be future tripping. This isn't the time to be looking at what's going to happen in April, what's going to happen in May, what's going to happen in June. It's like, stay focused in the now. Stay very present this week about, again, how can I serve the collective? How can I do my divine mission work on this planet? Not looking too far into the future. But the other thing I think we're really being called to look at is this foundation piece that we talked about, right? So this is like long-term partnership reversed. And so it is a call to look at the long game, right? So while immediately we shouldn't be future tripping, we should be focused on building these foundations, right? So in the Tarot, the Four of Wands is the card of firm foundations. Like, it's literally, like, for me, I feel like it's the card of the year. We definitely have the Emperor energy being the fourth card in the major arcana, but for me, it's like the card of 2020 is the Four of Wands. So this is the Two of Wands. So this card, I think, is a call to, if you're going to focus on something this week, focus on foundations. If you're going to focus on something long-term, focus on building foundations that are going to serve you long-term. And also look at uprooting foundations. So what's rotting? What in your foundation is rotting that needs to be ripped out? Rip that shit out. Like, this is a week to do an evaluation of what have you built that isn't serving anymore? What have you built that's become infested? What have you built that's now rotting? And rip that shit out. So that's kind of Monday, Tuesday of the week. Now we move into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we have the soulmate card. So I love that. Two of Cups. So look at your soulmate relationships midweek, and it is a time midweek to put focus on those areas. You know, this card is also a card of community, though. It's a card of collective love, right? So again, focus on the people, focus on the relationships, focus on the foundations of relationships in your life. That's how you're best going to be served in the middle of the week. It's interesting because, like, the Two of Cups for me is always, like, I always see it as romantic relationships. But the truth is that in a reading like this, where we're asking what's the wealth forecast, this to me is like, is there a soulmate person in your life that you're meant to be building your financial foundations with? Like, are there relationships that are soulmate relationships that have showed up recently, or have been there long term even, that you need to put more focus on that relationship, because that relationship is going to help you build the financial foundations that you need to build in 2020. So keep your eyes open, look at that. You may already know who that person is, but spend some time midweek really focusing on that person and solidifying that relationship and building that relationship. Saturday and Sunday, we have the Sun card reversed. This is an interesting card to come up in this position over the weekend. So for some of you, it can indicate that you need to be putting more focus on your children. When the sun card shows up upside down, it often indicates that there's something wrong with kids, like the kids are upside down. So I think this is absolutely a call. Kids are being affected hugely by the astrological influences that are happening right now. If you feel like your kids are fucking bouncing off the wall or acting crazy, they are. And it's because they're much more sensitive to planetary energy than we are. Because for us, it's been conditioned out of us, right? Like we've learned to ignore it. For them, they're highly, highly sensitive. So this card really seems like, for those of us that have children, it's a call to focus on our kids over the weekend. Focus on our kids over the weekend. Give them the love that they need. Give them the, the attention that they're asking for, and be understanding, right? And for those of you that don't have kids that are completely irritated by other people's kids, cut people some slack. If you're at a restaurant and somebody's kid is acting up, don't judge their parenting. Just know that like the universe is fucking wilding the fuck out right now, and kids are so susceptible to it. So, and it may be for you that you have a niece or a nephew or a friend's child that you could give a little bit of attention to, that you could give a little bit of love to. The other thing is simply sending love to the children in the collective. So spending some time being of service, even if it's just energetically, sending support and love to the children of this planet, because they are our next generation. And all of the foundations that we're building right now, they're going to have a ripple effect, and every action that we take is actually rippling out to the next generation. So whether you have children or not, we have a responsibility to tear down this corrupt financial slavery system that exists globally here. We have a responsibility to show up for the next generations, even if we're not physically birthing those generations. So it's a call to send some love out to the children. So that's kind of the major outlook of the week. Stay in the now, but also build, look at building firm foundations. Look at partnership midweek. It may be romantic relationship, it may be business partner, it may be friend. Who are you going to be building those foundations with in the upcoming year? And then at the weekend, focusing on the kids. So now I want to just get a little more detail on what we can expect overall energetically this week. Interesting. Lots of reversed cards in the deck. Lots of reversed cards in this reading. So Monday, King of Wands reversed. So feeling a little bit upside down in our purpose, maybe like feeling unclear. So one of the energetic things that's happening, certainly for the next couple of weeks, is we're going to be questioning everything. So you may have some real doubt about, is your purpose work actually your purpose work? Are you actually making a difference? This card absolutely is a call to not make any rash decisions. Like, sit with it, okay? Like, don't like throw the baby out with the bathwater just because you're feeling really, really, this eclipse was really powerful. The energy of this eclipse conjunct all these planets was intense. Like, nobody's thinking clearly right now. And so there is also really a call to be patient with people because they're not in their right mind. So that's a Monday. That's a piece for Monday. Tuesday, it's the Five of Pentacles reversed. So there's some opportunities that are showing up on Tuesday that we're not paying attention. So often to me, like if we're doing future readings, it's like if a card shows up like this, missed opportunities, Tuesday, pay attention. Like, have your eyes wide open. Wake up in the morning looking for the opportunities so that you don't miss them, because there is an energetic possibility that you'll miss opportunities on Tuesday. So don't miss them. Keep your eyes open. Page of Cups on Wednesday reversed. So Page of Cups Wednesday on reversed is like, be kind emotionally with people. Now is not the time to plant seeds that are going to disrupt emotionally charged relationships in your life. So it's like, don't plant the seed. If there's something you want to talk to your partner about, if there's something you want to talk to a friend about, like Wednesday's not the day to do it. Hold back on that because it's not going to turn out the way you want. And you're also energetically less likely to be coming from a place of love than a place of positivity. So pay attention there. On Thursday, the Two of Swords, this is about balance, right? This is about finding balance and speaking truth. And deciding, like cutting out also that which is no longer serving. So again, a call to look at our foundations, like look at what's rotting and what's infested and what's no longer working. Make a decision, make a plan, and execute that plan. I'm getting rid of this stuff and here's how I'm going to go about doing it. Even if you can't do it on Thursday, it's like make a plan, move forward with it. Friday, 10 of Swords reversed. So this is interesting. This is the betrayal card. So this is not being betrayed, like not being betrayed. So what I feel like is by Friday, we're going to be moving out of some of the heaviness that we've been feeling due to the Pluto, Saturn, Mercury eclipse conjunction fuckarama that has been the beginning part of this week, right? So I think the energy is going to begin to lift, right? We're going to be able to see the light through the clouds, and we're going to be moving out of this place of kind of feeling like we're being attacked. So that's good. That's awesome because Saturday is absolutely what it is, right? Because Saturday we have the 10 of Wands reversed, which this is the card of heavy burdens. So going into Saturday, we feel our burdens being lifted. You may see money coming in on Saturday. Our burdens being lifted, literally that could indicate an infusion of cash on Saturday. And then Sunday, getting ready to go to market. So I love this one because it's like you may like once your burdens ease up and you get a little infusion of cash, you step into or you're able to step back into a place of creativity and get whatever it is that you're getting ready to take to market ready. You get to move back and focus on the things that are going to make you money. So we get to put our focus a little more on money moving into next week. So that starts on Sunday, 3 of Pentacles. So that's the weekly wealth forecast. That's kind of like what we're looking at, what we're doing for the week. I will open it up to any questions. Do you have questions about anything that I just talked about? I'm happy to answer any questions right now. You know, for me, this year is about commitment. It's about commitment to ourselves. It's about commitment to our processes. It's about commitment to doing whatever it takes to find financial freedom. That's why I'm so happy that my book's being released the beginning of the year, because one thing that I've realized is I can only reach so many people through my programs like Ouroboros or even the smaller ones that I do. Like, I only have the ability to reach so many people with that. Whereas with my book, I'm going to have a much wider reach. And the purpose of this book is to help you become financially free. And I want to talk about that for a minute because, you know, that term financial freedom gets thrown around a lot. People talk about financial freedom a lot. And what I want to say about that is that financial freedom for me is not the same as financial freedom for you. And each person has to get clear on what that means for them. But for me, I feel like we can't even get there until we understand, one, the history of what happened globally in our past that created the systems and structures that we have today. So what happened, how we got here, what the problem is, like why is that a problem? Why is it a problem that the entire globe is living in financial slavery consciousness? Except for very, very few elite group of people. Like why is it a problem? And why is it important that we change? Well, because these systems and structures were built on foundations that no longer exist, right? And so they are beginning to crumble. There is a sense of urgency right now because we have a real ability to actually take our financial destinies back, to actually take our power back and have an actual full realization of what financial freedom is and what it means to us. So we have to have the knowledge in order to like knowledge is power. You have to know to grow, right? So you have to have the knowledge, you have to have the understanding in order to know how to play inside the game that has been created. And in playing through that game, that's how we take back our financial destinies, and it's how we ultimately find financial freedom. So this is all the stuff that I'm talking about in the book. I'm really excited because I have set up a system where people can begin to get some of this content before it's released. This is the bit that I've been working on over the last couple of days, is, you know, this understanding of what it's going to take to step into financial freedom. So there's a couple ways that you can participate. And, you know, I would just say to you that I wish I could tell you that shifting wealth consciousness and, you know, taking back your financial destiny and taking back your financial future could be done for free. It can't. It requires energetic commitment and value exchange. And the best way that I know how to shift wealth consciousness shit is by investing money, actually spending currency on it. So, but there's a couple of options here. One is that there has already been an email that's been sent out that gives you a snippet of my book. I sent that out for free. That is available to you to go and read now. I'll drop the link for that. Definitely go check that out. Subscribe to this email list, because through subscribing to the email list, you're going to be able to, one, get the free snippet from my book that will immediately be sent to you, but you'll also get some tips and tricks and, you know, my kind of thoughts and philosophies around money, wealth, receiving, all of that, currency. Those will be coming out throughout my book launch, which will be over the next 3 months. So you'll want to be on that mailing list, because there's going to be heaps and heaps of valuable free content that I'm going to be delivering. So definitely check that out. I don't see the link dropping here. I've been having some issues with this recently. Is this on my, yeah, it should be showing up there. So there's the link to join the mailing list to get that. There are 2 other options for you right now though, and I really, really recommend that you think carefully about doing these. I want to serve, and I want to give you as many tools as possible to make a huge difference in your life in 2020. And this book is one of the ways that I'm going to be able to do that for a much more affordable rate than what it requires or costs to work with me one-on-one. My program, Ouroboros, is over $3,000. So obviously you have to be able to make a sizable financial commitment to work with me at that level. But to have access to this book, it's a much lower investment. Ultimately, the book will come out and you can spend $20 on the book, right? When it comes out. It's coming out in March, $20 to $25. I'm not quite sure where we're going to price it, but that's a minimal investment, right? To make a huge impact in your life. But I wanted to be able to give people an opportunity to work with me a little more intensively over the next 3 months as I'm putting this book out and as I'm releasing information to the world. In a way that is really financially affordable and accessible to anyone. I mean, I really feel like anyone can make this happen. And to ask yourself, am I willing to make an $88 or a $222 investment in myself and in my wealth consciousness work for the year? If you look at that over a 12-month period, it's a very small investment into something that will literally change the landscape of your financial reality. So 2 ways to participate in my pre-launch, okay? One is that for the people that just want in and they want the content and they want to begin right away receiving bits of this book so that they can begin implementing them in their life, so they can start the change now and don't have to wait until March. I have my Wealth Alchemy book bundle. And so in that bundle, you're going to be receiving these things. One is the pre-release of my book in ebook format. So before it even goes into launch, anyone that signed up for the pre-launch is going to get the ebook delivered to their email and be able to read the entire book. You also will receive a printed copy of the book autographed by me, and it will be the first print run. So the first print run will go to all of the pre-launch people. And then in addition to that, one of the things that I'm doing in this book, which I'm so excited about, is I am giving some of my top wealth code activations. I'm doing a crystalline DNA wealth code activation in there. And so there's several wealth code transmissions and activations. I think there's 7 of them that will be going into the book. I'm also going to be recording audio versions of those, because obviously it's hard to actually do a transmission when some of these activations and transmissions, when you're just reading them, you need to be able to hear them. You need to be able to hear an audio so that you can go into the meditative state and allow the activation and the transmission to happen. So I'm going to be recording really, really amazing audio tracks of these transmissions and activations set to solfeggio frequencies that include that increase wealth frequency with some really amazing music. So all of the transmissions and activations in the book are going to be recorded as audios. So you'll also receive those as soon as they come out. Those audios alone, I'm going to be selling in a package of $100. So just the audios, not including any of this other stuff. So once they're released. So it's an amazing opportunity to get on and be able to access those activations now. You're also going to get, over the next 3 months, snippets of the book, because obviously the pre-release won't be going out until probably two to 2.5 months. So over that period of time, you're going to be receiving snippets of the book. And I will also be dropping you into a Facebook group where you will receive audio recordings of important parts of the book. So for me, one of the things that changed when I first started my wealth consciousness and my wealth repatterning journey, I was listening to wealth consciousness work like it was my fucking job. Like literally all day, every day, on repeat, playing in the background, whatever I was doing, washing my hair, doing my makeup, doing the dishes, cleaning the house. Like I had wealth repatterning and wealth consciousness work playing in the background all day, every day. And so one of the things that I realize is it's important to be able to have these types of audio tracks that you can just play on repeat. So really important parts of the book, I'm also going to be recording on audio. And so you'll be able to just open your SoundCloud app and listen to me on repeat telling you about these principles. The principles of wealth, the principles of money, and then also having the activations, like amazing. So that to participate with me in that way is $88. And again, if you look at that over, like if you're making this investment that you're going to be able to use all year long, it's ridiculously valuable. So I really encourage you to look at one of these 2 options. So that's the first one. I'm going to drop you the link now, and then I'm going to talk to you about the second one, which you want to hang around and hear about because it's next level. Like, I'm so excited to offer this type of access to the process that I'm going to be going through, and also to be giving you some information that is so amazing that I took out of the book. So hold on. Let me get you the links. Here is the link for the book bundle. It's $88 again. So, and that's everything that I just described to you. The Wealth Alchemy book bundle, $88. Okay, so now let's talk about being a wealth alchemist and becoming a wealth alchemist. So I'm really excited to offer this opportunity to work with me through this process. I want to help you fully embrace the concept of wealth alchemy, which is the title of my book. I want to help you become a wealth alchemist. I want to see you take back your financial destiny. I really want to help with that in as many ways as I possibly can. And I'm inviting you to be part of my book launch team through joining me in this way as well. So again, you get the pre-release copy of the book, ebook format, and the printed signed autographed book by me. But in addition to just getting the ebook, you're going to get the entire manuscript. So you're going to get the entire manuscript before anything has been edited out of it. You're literally getting all the stuff that went into the book originally that we decided we didn't have enough space for, because I'm at 67,000 words right now, you guys, and we need to get this book down to about 40,000 words. So there's going to be about 25,000 words that are of amazing content and information that's going to be pulled out of this book. If you join me at this level as a wealth alchemist, you're going to get all of it. You're getting all the content. You're getting everything that's being pulled out, including some very, very special pages that are like near and dear to my heart. It was very difficult for me to make the decision to pull this out of the book because I know how impactful it's going to be, but it just didn't fit with the flow of the manuscript. And that is my manifestation pages. So the manifestation pages literally could be like a little ebook all on its own because the content is so amazing, but it's literally like the principles of manifestation, my rules to manifestation, and how I manifest. So you will be receiving that exclusive content as well. What else? So you get to be part of my book launch team. And what that means is that you're going to be put in a special group. You're going to, and so the manifestation pages absolutely will either become an ebook of its own at some point, or will become part of a whole manifestation book. But here's the thing, I already have 3 other books on the horizon and in the works. So it's not a priority. So I doubt that the manifestation pages will be coming out in 2020. It's probably more of a 2021 project. So it's access to those things right away. So if you're a wealth alchemist, you get access to a private Facebook group with me, and you're literally going to get to go through this process with me. Couple of things. One, if you want to fucking transform your financial future and your financial destiny, like $222 to join me over the next 3 months and to be living, breathing, eating wealth alchemy with me and being in my transmission as I'm living, breathing, eating wealth alchemy, like I can't imagine that you wouldn't make 10 times that investment back just from being in my energetic field as I'm going through this process. But if you're a person also that knows that you have a book in you, and I believe every single person on this planet has a book in them, by the way, after I've gone through this process, like I really am like, every person on this planet has a book in them. Like, and the world needs to hear your words, right? So if you know that you have a book in you, or you even are thinking that you have a book in you, I highly encourage you to join me at this level, because I'm going to take you through the process. It obviously won't be the writing process, but I'm going to take you through the publishing process with me so you can see everything that I'm going through. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and my feelings and how this whole thing is working for me and where I'm getting stuck and where it's hard. And I'm going to be doing that through video and through audio and through written posts. So you're also going to get to help me choose my cover photo for the Wealth Alchemy book. You're going to help me choose my bio. You're going to help me choose the paragraph that goes on the back of the book. Like, you're literally going to be involved in all the steps of my book launch with me. And in addition to that, I'm doing a very, very special wealth activation that will only be available to this group of people. And if you know anything about my wealth activations, or if you've done them with me, these activations are part of my one-on-one sessions that I'm launching on February 1st, and they're valued at around $1,000. So those sessions are $1,111, and I'm going to be doing a very special wealth activation for this group that isn't going to be anywhere else. And so getting in at this level at $222 is, I mean, I'm not even going to say it. You know if you know. You know if you feel it. You know if you feel the pull. You know if energetically you're meant to be in this group. You know if you want to be there through this process with me. You know if you want to be in my energetic field. You know if you want to fucking upgrade your ability to earn, receive, but also increase your feelings about yourself when it comes to worthiness and deserving. Like, take this journey with me. So here is the link to become a wealth alchemist. And I was thinking about this the other day. I definitely would be willing and open to doing a 2 payment plan on the Wealth Alchemist offer. So if that's something that you want, just message me and we can make sure we get you that link. So I'm gonna be talking more about this obviously over the upcoming weeks. This is sort of my focus right now. I wanna get as many people into these containers as possible, because that's how I'm going to serve the collective and how I'm gonna create the ripple effect. So yeah, that's it. So hopefully this live stream was hugely valuable. I'm going to continue to do these weekly wealth forecasts every single week. So check back every Sunday for these because they will be coming every week. And I think that's it. So I hope you have an amazing day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world as you're watching this live stream or you're watching the replay. And remember, it is your divine birthright to be wealthy. Mwah. Love you guys.